This morning on Today's Beauty, looking good first thing in the morning. That's hard. From puffy eyes to limp hair and lackluster skin, most of us, let's face it, we don't wake up fresh as a daisy. So how do you get that vibrant look right when you get out of bed? Amy Sinnott-Denible is the beauty director for InStyle magazine. Amy, good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
And we should note there's no makeup on this table, and that the idea is these are things you can do the night before?
Exactly. Everything we're doing here is stuff you do the night before so that you wake up fresh-faced and gorgeous.
All right, let's start with hair, and your first tip has to do with this dry shampoo.
This is for people who have fine hair that's prone to getting oily. You put this on before bed and it will absorb any oil that your scalp emits while you sleep. And the great thing is by the time you wake up, there'll be no chalky residue.
Okay, and if you have curly hair and you want to keep the curls in good shape, what do you recommend?
Well, people who have curly hair have the opposite problem. They're worried about having big hair that's frizzy, so you just coat the curls with gel to the point where it almost feels crunchy. And then by the time you wake up, it has the perfect texture.
It won't feel like that crunchy gel feel?
No, it softens overnight. And then if your hair is dry, what you want to do is pile it on top of your head and use a piece of pantyhose is actually the best way to do it because it won't break the hair.
This is for hair that gets frizzy.
Right,
okay.
Exactly. And you also want to preserve volume at the roots.
Yeah.
So this will give you a little bit of lift.
Okay, so is it really a ponytail like you pull back?
It's a ponytail on top of your head.
Okay.
And this prevents you from breaking your hair because it's very soft fabric.
Okay, let's move on to skincare. And you have a good tip. You say we should actually wash our faces twice at night?
Well, this is especially true for people who wear a lot of makeup because we've all had the experience of washing our face.
We're those people, yeah.
And you wake up with raccoon eyes. So really what you want to do is start with a creamy or an oil-based cleanser and then finish with a gel cleanser, and this will remove any kind of residue and you'll wake up totally clean.
Okay, so you have these products here, but you're just looking for creamy and then the gel cleanser to finish off.
Exactly.
Okay, and then the under eye cream. I mean, let me tell you, we all got bags under the eyes when we wake up, so what do you recommend?
Right, this is the bane of everyone's existence. What you want to do is look for an eye cream that has caffeine because caffeine will constrict the blood vessels and also push the fluid out of your eyes.
It won't keep you up at night, right?
No, no, I don't think you're absorbing quite enough to keep you up, but it will help your eyes.
Okay, and do most of the packages would it say caffeine right there on the label?
If you look on the ingredients, it will say caffeine.
Okay, let's move on to our next thing, which is eliminating a last-minute pimple. We've all done it. You find a pimple at night. You can really kind of counteract it if you take the right steps?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite tips. This is like a guerrilla version of the cortisone shot you would get at a dermatologist's office.
Okay.
What you do is you take a bit of hydrocortisone, you slather it on. You know, don't be stingy.
Okay.
And then you put a Band-Aid on top of it, and that creates an occlusive barrier which drives the product deeper into your skin and also prevents it from coming off.
But don't you end up with Band-Aid marks on your face?
Nope. I mean, especially not if you use one of the more gentle kinds of Band-Aids.
Yeah. Okay.
And also the hydrocortisone, again, is reducing inflammation. So any kind of redness is going to be gone and it will shrink by the morning.
Do you want the cortisone to really soak in before you put the Band-Aid on?
No, you want a big glob.
All right.
A big glob, yeah.
Okay, we all know a lot of people their skin gets real dry over the night, and you have an idea about a steamer.
Right. Well, actually, what's cool about this is it's something you want to do as you go into the winter months. Your skin is going to get really dry. You can create a steam room out of your bathroom by just closing the door. Wait till your skin gets nice and dewy, and then you apply a serum or a gel that contains hyaluronic acid.
Okay, so this is not something you sleep with. This is something you would do in your bathroom.
Well, you sleep with it because you apply the hyaluronic acid. That holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water.
Okay.
So it will grab onto the moisture. You go to sleep, and if you have a humidifier, it's even better because that hyaluronic acid you've put on your skin will continue to draw moisture into your skin all night as you sleep.
Wow, okay, and you have an example, but you can get this anywhere?
Right. I mean, what you want to be looking for, again, is that hyaluronic acid. You can get it at the drugstore. You can get it, you know, a lot of cosmeceutical lines have it.
Okay, and I think you have my favorite tip here at last, which is wake up more gently, which that alarm, you know, the one that blares in your ear is not a pleasant way to wake up. So what do you recommend?
Exactly. We've all had the experience of being rudely awakened. It basically is like your fight or flight response. So you really want to greet the morning in a more gradual, gentle way. So this great alarm clock basically tricks your body into thinking that it's daytime. And, you know, during the day, your body produces serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel happier and more relaxed.
Yeah.
So this is basically a better way to enter the day, feeling in a good mood and feeling nice and alert.
Yeah, you're basically faking the sunrise. All right,
exactly.
Amy Sinnott-Denible, thank you so much from InStyle. And still to come, we're going to head to the Emerald City and check in with Hoda and Kathy Lee, the broadcast.